because they played really, really hard. I'm on Keontae endlessly about his physicality and competing on every play, and I think that his ball pressure tonight really set the tone for our defense to start the game. I thought everybody else followed suit. I thought that Svi's energy to start the game was terrific, guarding Jeremy Grant. He finds out he's starting 55 minutes before tip-off, and he's a pro's pro, stays ready, understands the game plan, and competes really hard. Obviously, 9 guys in double figures, 34 assists. The ball moved great tonight. So it's a game that I hope our team feels really good about. We enjoy it tonight. We get back to work tomorrow. There's there's a lot to be learned from a game like this in terms of the connectivity of the group, and that when we really do trust each other and the concepts, that everybody can be involved in the game. I think there's a lot of guys tonight that'll get on the bus feeling pretty good about themselves and how they played tonight, which is you don't get many days like that. But our energy and competitiveness on the road tonight was great. It was a really, really good team win.
2 stat categories that seem to make a big difference are second chance points, 24, and fast break points, 39 of those. Why do you think in those 2 areas you were able to perform so well tonight?
Well, I thought 2 things. We had 18 second chance points in the first half. I thought that Walker in particular was really active on the glass. There were other guys that crashed, and maybe he's the beneficiary of some of those plays as well, but Walker continues to find ways to impact the game outside of plays being called for him, which doesn't happen very often. His aggressiveness going to the glass set the tone, I think, in that first half. To get out in transition, you have to rebound. And I thought, Walker obviously was a big piece of that as well with 17 rebounds. But I thought our physicality rebounding, especially early in the game, was really, really good. And then Keontae's getting high outlets and really pushing with pace. A lot of guys running with him. But we've had moments this year where we've struggled to control the backboard. And it makes it really hard to run. So I thought a lot of that just stemmed from our ability to rebound as a team. And then I thought we were willing to move the ball ahead in transition more than we have been in some other games.
With the late scratch with Lowry, it seemed like maybe his warm-up was a little bit shorter than normal. What exactly kind of happened before the game with him?
Yeah, I didn't see his warm-up. I was made aware kind of right before he went out to warm up that maybe something was going on and that he was going to go out and really try to test it and push it and meet with the medical team. And then after his warm-up and conversations, we just decided that it was best to hold him out tonight, take care of some stuff with his back.
Before the game, we were talking about Kyle potentially joining you guys in Sacramento, but seeing how things went in the game, is that like a conversation that you have with Wojo later, or is it because he had like 10 and 10 tonight, 5 fouls?
5 fouls. Yeah, I haven't gotten that far yet. The plan was to bring him even if Lowry was healthy. We wanted him to really get that ramp-up game. There wasn't much discussion with Wojo about, like, basketball specifics. It's just, like, go play 25 hard minutes and try to get your legs and your wind. But my assumption in this moment is the plan will remain the same and Kyle will join us.
With the way you guys played in transition tonight, is there a correlation between that with the 34 assists when you're playing like that? Is that connected in some way? Yeah,
I think it's hard to get a high number of assists in the half court only. I think getting easy baskets and generating clean looks in transition is always going to be a goal. But like I said earlier, I think a lot of it was after the rebound, I thought we were really willing to get the ball ahead. Like even that first play that Keontae was fouled on when he drove, he got the ball thrown ahead to him and he caught it with a lot of momentum. It's something that we talk about a lot. It's not just the act of throwing it ahead. We have to run to space. So all those things are connected, but the team's a living, breathing thing, and things feeling a certain way does matter. And I think that the energy that was created early in the game is what carried us through. It was the defensive energy, then the rebounding, then running and being willing to get off it early. And those things were, all really connected tonight. And I think after that, we just sort of like stayed on the rhythm of the music. Like it was just like, okay, this is how we're playing tonight, and that's what we're going to continue to seek. Now it's about, can we find that more often? Can we dig that out in moments where we're not feeling quite as good? And that's kind of our battle every day.
It also seemed important, like, you guys were up 30 or 40 in the second half and call timeouts to talk to Johnny or Bryce or about kind of specific things. Why was that kind of important to you, even with the lead that you had, to kind of keep a standard, I guess?
Yeah, it's their growth and their development is not based on the score. I have to coach them if we're up 30. I have to coach them if we're down 30. I have to coach them when it's close. Like they're trying to build habits, and I can't slip into the trap of, oh, this feels good tonight, let's all just like gloss over things and just say like, oh, that's okay. I have perspective in terms of like, I'm not trying to ruin the mood when things are going well, but our guys know that's just how I am. Like, I want them to be great. I want them to hold themselves to a higher standard. I am trying to help them improve. And it's not one mistake timeout. It's if we see something happen a couple of times, well, now we have to talk about it. Like, if we can't self-correct in the moment, then we take a timeout and talk about it. And that doesn't mean that it's something where you drag it on and on. It's like you make your point and you move on to the next thing. I'm pretty quick to move on to what's next. I can get charged up and make my point, and then we're on to the next thing. But every minute that they play in the NBA is valuable for them, and so I don't want to waste it by just letting things slip because we're up 30 points.